Alright, what's going on, guys and gals? Cassie's already tripping on me because my beard is a mess today. Hey, I've been working, okay? So
it's a working man's beard.
It is what it is. It's not Wednesday, it's Tuesday. Chris was supposed to get up early this morning and come help me clean snakes, and he didn't. So,
yeah, hit the alarm and went back to bed.
yeah, it is what it is. But I was able to get all my cleaning done for the day, and we needed to get a video done so that y'all can have some content. And just so happens, two things are going on today that I really wanted to get on film, and I think y'all are going to appreciate these little tips that I'm about to give y'all. And you're also going to get a chance to win one of Chris's shirts and stickers. So large shirt, Savage Morphs t-shirt, and a sticker. He's donating to a trivia question, and I'm going to ship it to you for free if you win. So
free shirt.
Y'all stay tuned for the trivia question at the end, and let's get started. All right, so we got some eggs today, and there's something that I want to go over with y'all about these eggs. So I'm going to tell you what this female is, and we're going to pull her eggs, and then I'm going to explain the pairing on her and why records are important. So let's get these eggs. I'm going to show you how to do the egg box since Chris wants to see how I do it. We're going to put that on film too. So get the egg box ready, and we're going to pull these eggs, and I'll get right back to you.
Yeah. You want me to put her back or?
Yep. All right, so that was our blackhead champagne girl, and she laid 8 eggs. We'll candle them here in a second, but back to the egg box. So this is just a regular, what is it, 6 quart?
Yeah,
this is. I've had this one a while, but this is a regular 6 quart. I prefer the lock and lids, but you don't have to do the lock and lids. And there's many different styles that I use, and I don't have a particular style that I like to use. But what I do is I get some cocoa to go, and I just stick that in there. What is that?
About an
inch and a half thick layer, and then I put a little bit of water in it. So I get asked quite frequently about how much water. Well, this is about how much water. So that's it. And we'll grab a light diffuser. This is just light diffusers. These come in big sheets, and
yeah, you get them at Lowe's or Home Depot.
Just throw that in there. And then we're going to candle the eggs and stick them in there. So I don't know if y'all can tell, but I'm not like super easy with these eggs. You know, a lot of people, they're getting their first clutches or their first season, just like Banks here. They think that they got to be real delicate with these eggs. Not really. I mean, other than dropping this on the ground, I'm probably not going to mess this egg up.
So. Yeah, so I know I had my first clutch, and I was super nervous to pull them apart. You know, you think you got to be really fragile with them.
Yeah, they're very hardy, especially right after they're laid like this. These eggs are very hardy. You're going to be nervous because it's new.
Yep.
But you know, I've pulled thousands of clutches at this point, and they're hardy. So, I also do want to mention that we got 8 eggs in here, and these are good. That's a first-time mama, blackhead champagne girl, and these eggs are tiny. So these are abnormally small. So there's nothing wrong with that. I don't have a problem with hatching smaller babies because smaller eggs usually means smaller babies. But they're definitely not standard size here.
Okay.
So, but I'm happy with 8 eggs. So, I mean, it's 8 chances of hitting the cool stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So, just had to get some more meals in the babies before they're offered up, usually is how I do that. But anyway, that can be a whole nother video once these are hatched. So, next step, grab some press and seal. I prefer the Glad brand. and cover her up. I've also learned over the years that the tubs that have the flat tops, this lip right here, this lip, the ones that have the flat, this pressing steel sticks better to because it's got more surface to stick to.
Okay.
So I prefer, see if I can find one.
I just have those cheap ones right there with those white plastic lids.
This is actually the tub that I prefer. So you can see this lip right here.
It's a lot wider.
It's a lot wider. It's easier for the pressing steel to stick to. So just throwing that out there.
A little pro tip.
Yep. Got some dirt on this. Stick this in here. We'll drop a label on this and get it right on in the incubator. So we can put these in the incubator and we're going to get some eggs out and cut them.
Oh yeah.
So
I'm excited about that.
all right, so I got that clutch in there. Now, before we get to these egg cut, what I want to talk about is keeping records. So last year, I paired that Blackhead Champagne Mama to a Jungle Wama Inchy Yellow Belly. I really wanted to see what Jungle Wama would do with Champagne. Figured that'd be a great way to do it. I also wanted to see what Jungle Wama would do with Blackhead, and I figured because Blackhead and Champagne are allylic, everything's going to be Blackhead or Champagne out of that clutch. Put a Jungle Wama Inchy Yellow Belly. Good odds of hitting Jungle Wama with Blackhead and Jungle Wama with Champagne if it done anything.
Right.
So just an experiment clutch. She ended up not going. So she didn't lay any eggs last year. But this year, I no longer have that male. I kept one of his sons to replace him with, but the son's not ready to breed yet. And I had to use a different male. So I decided to put our Cypress, Pinstripe, OD, Inchy, Desert Ghost, Het Hypo male to that female. A lot of my Blackhead stuff tends to be, or proves out to be Het Hypo. I figured, hey, you know, get some cool Het DG stuff. Maybe she proved out to be Het Hypo.
Hit some hypos.
So that's why I ran that male. But there is still a possibility that she could retain that sperm even from last year and still have Jungle Wama babies this year. So the males are a good bit different. So I should be able to tell, you know, if I pop out a bunch of Cypress and Pins and ODs, you know, I should be able to tell who sired the clutch.
Yeah.
You know, or if I get just an Inchy in that clutch, I'm not going to be able to sell it as a Het DG.
Right.
Because the
Yeah,
sire
the
from the previous
The
year
other male sired it.
could actually have sired that. Not likely, but could. So that's just something you should think about when you're making hits and things. You know, if I hit some Jungle Wamas in here and I hit some Cypress and Pin stuff, you know, it's a split clutch. And some of these might not be able to sell as Het DGs.
Right.
So it's just something to think about. You know, and keeping record. You know, if I didn't remember or write it down, you should always write it down what you pair a female to, and then she doesn't lay. Next year, when she does lay eggs, you may be in a mess.
Because she could retain them.
She could retain
but
the
just
sperm.
not go.
Yep. And for those that don't really know their genes, that can be a big issue because they think they paired one male to her, yet the male from the previous year actually sired the clutch, and they can't ID things. They don't know what's going on. So there's a lot to that. You need to keep good with records. I'm preaching to the choir here because I'm horrible about keeping records. There's a lot better people out there keep better records than I do, I promise. But I just wanted to give that as a good example as to why you should keep records when you're breeding stuff.
That's good advice.
So, all right, tired of the bull crap, the boring stuff.
Time to cut some eggs.
Let's get to cutting some eggs. Since we're giving you good advice today, this is a prime example of when is the right time to cut eggs. So these eggs are due tomorrow, actually. But I'm going to go ahead and cut them today, and I'm going to show you why. So this pairing was Pastel Puzzle to an Inchy Pinstripe Desert Ghost. So we got 6 eggs, And I'm not one that cuts eggs very often. Y'all get to see how I do this process as well. But I don't like cutting eggs until one pips at least. And I don't, I don't recommend cutting eggs in general, period. Unless one is pipped and you know what you're doing. But I do want to give, because I get asked tremendously, or because I get asked awful a lot about when's the right time to cut eggs. I want to show you what these eggs right here look like, because I see people taking eggs and cutting them and they're still plump, you know,
Right,
and
yeah.
then they cut them and the juice is just, flopping out of them. You know, and if that's the way that you do it and you've been doing it for a long time like that and you're having good luck with it, then by all means, please continue doing whatever you're doing. But if you're new to this, like most of the people that are messaging me are, like, when do you cut your eggs? You want to cut your eggs when they look like this. This is the time that you want to cut your eggs. I know what my incubator runs. I know what my eggs are supposed to look like. I know what my eggs are supposed to feel like. These things are like, you see how, I wish you could feel this, because like they're just indented, like super soft, and the reason why that is they turn super soft so that the egg tooth can cut through the shell.
Right.
All right. So there is possible, and I have had it happen before, that babies don't get their egg tooth to get out of the egg.
Yep, seen that.
So that's why I like to cut them when the time is appropriate.
So they should be sunk in like this.
They should be. There's nothing wrong with these eggs. It's doing exactly what they are supposed to do. But because they're all sunk in, I know that it's just a matter of hours before these should pip.
Yeah.
And if they don't pip, by tomorrow or next day, I'd have no choice but to cut them, because then I'm worried about them drowning in the egg.
Yeah, they might not have that tooth.
Right, they might not have the tooth. So, and that tooth falls away after the first shed. So a lot of people don't even pay it any attention. A lot of people cut snakes or cut eggs, and the snakes hatch, and they never even look and see if it had an egg tooth, because it didn't matter, because you cut the egg. So there are a lot of baby ball pythons that are produced without egg teeth. So, all right. So what we're going for here is double hets. So genetically, we're only going to see pastel, pinstripe, and inchy, which that is pastel pinstripe and possible inchy. Can't tell about the inchy, but certainly going to be pastel pin. And I bet you if you sit here long enough, he'll stick his head out of that embryo. But these are double het for puzzle and desert ghost. So
nice.
It's really cool. We're just going to stick him right here just for a second. Maybe he might pop his head out. You might catch his first breath on camera if Cassie can pay enough attention there. So don't use a razor blade unless you're used to cutting eggs. This one would be just a pastel. So pastel double het, pastel pin double het. And it really doesn't matter to me. I'm okay with pastel, pin, and inchy on these double hits. There's not like a particular gene, codominant gene that I'm trying to hit here. I'm just looking to get some healthy double hits for my collection. Likely that none of these will even be available.
Trying to make a double het army.
Yep. So this is an inchy pin, probably pastel in that as well.
Yeah. Definitely looks pastel too.
So,
Let me see.
See if you can get a good example there. You see how the inchy with the pinstripe will actually separate the pattern out. I don't know if that makes any sense, but you don't get as many.
So you get fewer lines.
You get fewer lines
with
going
the,
down
with the inchy.
Yep. So that's probably the triple, or either the best looking pin inchy we've ever seen.
That looks really good. Pastel?
Hard to say. Probably pastel. Might be a pastel inchy. And then we have
That's pastel.
Pastel something, not sure. So anyway, like I said, genetically from what we can see, doesn't really matter. Oh, I got one more.
Yeah, you got one more.
It's already getting past this. Doesn't really matter what genes I hit here. I just need the hits. That is going to be a pinstripe.
Yep. Regular pinstripe.
Yep. So 3 pins. Looks like
the
five.
triple.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. 3 pinstripes. Looks like 5 out of the 6 are pastel, and maybe 3 inches. So odds-wise, that's about correct.
Yeah.
So
Good.
So anyway, yeah. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I think it was a good bit of knowledge for some of you newer keepers.
Absolutely.
And y'all keep watching. So we got a t-shirt to give away.
That's right.
So I'm going to put these up in the incubator, come up with a trivia question, and we'll get right back to you. All right, so trivia question time. You get a shirt, sticker from Chris, well, from us, whatever you want to call it. And the trivia question is, what was the first snake that Chris ever bought from me at HWE?
I know what it is.
So, in order to win, as always, the rules go. You must comment below your answer. You must share this video. And you must stay tuned for the winner.
Make sure you like it too. You gotta like this video.
Like the video, yep. So comment, share, like the video, please. Subscribe, please. Those aren't mandatory,
But you should, because this is great information.
so we appreciate all of that stuff too. So you have 1 hour from time this video posts. 1 hour to comment. After 1 hour, we shut the comment. Well, we don't shut the comments down, but we take a screenshot, and that way we know who fell in that hour time frame. So 1 hour, comment, got to share the video. If you do win, you have to show proof that you actually shared the video. So I've only had that happen one time where somebody won but didn't share the video. So they didn't get their product. But everybody else has done, you know, what they're supposed to. We appreciate those shares, guys. I mean, we're doing this. We're giving stuff away. This costs us money. It costs Chris money.
Yep.
You know, it costs me money. We're doing all this to get the shares. That's why we want these videos to be shared so that we can get more views and get more subscribers, and we can make more money.
And
we
give
make our
y'all
money.
good content.
Yeah, I mean, this takes a lot of work for us to do, so we appreciate it. So, all right, we're out of here. Good luck.
Peace.